Tigger, what are you doing? Kia ora and welcome back to my channel, everybody. How are you? Welcome, and welcome to anyone new and welcome to anyone old. In case you are new, my name is Carla and I am coming to you from the east coast of the North Island of Aotearoa, New Zealand. And today is the last day of August for 2025. And I've finally had a chance to sit down and do this. I've had all my work sitting in bags on the couch ready to bring out to my she shed to do this all week and haven't had a chance. And then today it was pouring down with rain and the thought of dragging everything out there and then back in the rain, I just couldn't be bothered. So I'm sitting here. Rain has actually stopped now, but I'm just committed to sitting inside now. So here we go. So obviously we're in New Zealand, so that means we're in winter, but it will be spring in September. Not sure when official spring is, but we usually just think, 1st of September is spring, so that's the way we're rolling anyway. I live here with my partner Evan and our 2-year-old mixed breed dog Digger, who you can see wandering around behind us, and our little adopted fur baby that I rescued from work, Meows. She's a cat. 3 chickens. And I have 3 grown-up children and a pair of twin step-granddaughters, mokopunas. So, I'm rambling because I don't feel that great, to be honest. But I suspect it's more to do with me hormones than bugs, hopefully, because everyone at work, I work in a school, they're dropping like flies, guys. It's like, boom, down, and they're down for a week or 2. Crook as. So I don't want that because, yeah, I've got stuff to do and it doesn't involve being sick. So today's Sunday. So we might as well just get straight into it, and I'll tell you what I'm wearing. Can you see this? Can you see this? I left the cone out in my sewing room. This is the Papua cardigan by Folie Ordinaire. It's just Papua, I think. It's a really really good pattern. Yeah. I'll do, after this I'll just do a bit of B-roll of me standing up and rolling around in it because I don't want to move. But it's just a nice relaxed fit cardigan. I knit it using mohair yarn that I purchased from Amy at yarnoncone.co.nz. Now I've got a sneeze coming. It's lovely, it's light, but it's still really warm, and you can't go wrong with that. And I've been wearing it over, well, I've worn it over a few things, but it looks really nice with this dress that I'm wearing, which is it's a Peppermint Magazine wide strap maxi dress, and it's the first one I ever made, and it's in a pinwheel cord, navy pinwheel cord. Yeah, what else? The buttons on this, sorry, I'm trying not to hit the microphone. These are thrifted, so I knew that they would work well with something. It's quite funny because Evan's an engineer, and he's, like he says, he works with angles and straight lines all the time. Straight lines. Well, this top button doesn't sit in a straight line, so it bugs the hell out of him. So when he's around, I wear it like this, so that it doesn't. It looks like it's supposed to be like that. You right, Diggy? Digger's just having a stalk around the property, making sure that everybody's safe because Mummy's just been into town to go and get food for the next few days, eh, darling? Mwah. Hey. Hello. Yeah, so that's my first finished object. I've got quite a few, so I don't know why I'm just sitting here mucking around, eh, Diggy? Hey. Right, what's our next one, Digger? What's the next one? Ready? He's going to start dropping a tennis ball at me soon, I can tell. Right, the next finished object, which one should I show them, Dig? I'll show them this one here, eh? This one here. Stop. They haven't even been worn, so why are you sniffing them? Hey, puppy. He's really interested. These are a pair of just self-made socks. So they're not following any pattern, but I'm basically using a made-up recipe using techniques that I've learnt from knitting other socks, namely Kelly Menzies. Kelly, are you going to be Kelly Wakeling in your designing name now, or are you going to stick with your maiden name? Question. Kelly just got married. And the other, I've only ever knit another pair of socks by another designer, and that's the Nest Socks by Songbird Handmade. So what I did was, so this is using leftover sock yarn that I dyed myself. I did, what's the matter, Digger? You can't cry now because I'm busy. Do you understand? I'm busy with people. Yeah, and you're just knocking stuff over. What? I don't know where it is, darling. So I did, Digger, stop. You need to stop. Stop. He's right here. He probably wants me to throw a bee for him. Okay, so the contrast colour, which is the purpley inky colour, I cast on 72 stitches. Sorry guys. I cast on 72 stitches and I knit it on Chalgu red set. So they're the little, I'll show you in case you haven't seen them before. I got these, somebody destashed them, she bought them and she didn't get along with them, so I bought them a while back. And I've been really forcing myself to try and get used to them. So they're these little short tips, and the top row are that long. I don't know if you can see that. And the bottom row is that long. Okay. And I think I hold the longer one in my left hand and the shorter one in my right hand. And then they come with little cables and things. So yeah, 2.25 millimeters, and I cast on 72 stitches because I find that tends to be better for me with socks, with my gauge, and just with socks in general. I did, you guys probably find this boring, 13 rounds and twisted rib. And then I switched to the pink and I did knit 3, purl 1 for 5 rounds. Then I did the shadow wrap heel, which is the one that we did with the Nest socks, and I used the instructions from the Earth Tones girl back in the contrast colour. And then I changed back to the main colour and I knit the top side in the purl 1, knit 3 pattern with it ending on a pearl one. And then the sole, I just knitted. I did that for about 60 rounds. Then I changed to the contrast, knit 5 rounds, and then started the toe decrease. So I wrote all my notes in my little book. What's the matter? What's the matter? Hang on a minute, guys. He might want a snack. Right, and back. He was I thought that he might have had his times wrong and thought it was time for food. I'll cut that out. But no, he could see a ball in the kitchen and he wanted that. So I've given it to him, and he's actually taking it outside, which is amazing because normally he wants me to throw it for him. It could be famous last words though. So yeah, so that was that pair of socks that I made anyway. The next thing, I'm just going to prop myself up a little bit better on here. I'm on my lazy boy. Ready? Dun 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 dun. Here you go. Here you go. So this is the Knit Love Shawl by Ambah. I love her stuff. It's just amazing. This was one of the most addictive knits I think I've ever worked on. Like, I just wanted to keep working on it. You've got sections of lace, which I love lace, sections of mosaic, then lace again, and then mosaic, and it quite literally flew off the needles. And what I did love about this was, do you hear that car? Was that you cast on this bottom edge first, and so you have like 500 and something stitches to start off with, and then as you go you're just getting smaller and smaller and smaller. How great is that? The closer you get to the end, the closer you are to be done. Now I used, let me show you. So I used 2 colours. This one here was the main skein, and I can't remember what it was called. I think I would have said when I was planning to do it. It's the main skein from the Mama Wooling 2024 Midwinter Minis Advent that she did, because you know, we don't have our Christmas in the winter, so she did a lovely winter one for July. And I knit the Red Vent cardigan, also by Ambah with that one. But I didn't want to use this as my main colour for the ribbon stuff. I used the darker colour for that. So I still had this left over. So that is the contrast colour for the mosaic. And then I dyed up 2 skeins of just merino sock that I would have got from Wild Earth Yarns in Christchurch, undyed bases, and I dyed it up to this sort of almost like an inky grey, you can see there, and this is the second skein. I haven't weighed it, it's almost the same amount left of both, so I could probably make a pair of socks out of those, to be honest. Yeah. So that was that. I absolutely loved making this. Do you like it, Digger? What do you think? Does it meet your approval? Yes? It does? Yes? Okay. Shawl number 1. So my second shawl Sort of scrunched up a little bit because I wore it the other day. So it blocked out beautifully, but now it's kind of scrunched up. This is the Broken Wings shawl by Jorge Locatelli. Why are you crying out? Oh, I'm not going under there, Digger. He's knocked them all under the cabinet. And I just went, I think last week after I finished this, because this has been sitting around since March. It's like, right, I need to get some long-standing things out of the way. And so I did that. I finished those shorty socks. This. Yeah. But anyway, I digress. This is made with a skein of, what are they called? I know their names so well. And it's just is popping into my head. Kelly from my brain. They're in Ironbridge. What are they called? I'll tell you when I remember. I don't know why I've forgotten. It's one of those moments where the thing just literally drops out of your head. So this is a very, very pretty shawl. And when I blocked it, I pinned out all these little pico picot things. I'm so sorry. Digger! Stop. No more. Take it outside. That's such a mean mum, eh? I might have to sort him out if he carries on. So that's my second shawl. This is what I've got left from that one. Oh, God, the name. They are called Lay Family Yarn. I had to literally go Nick and Kelly Lay in my head. There you go. And I think it was called like roasted chestnuts or something like that. Just a lovely, beautiful brown. And I was gifted this by a lovely viewer, Sue. Thank you. She spoils me. Lovely. Thank you, Sue. Yes, there's that one. Oh, my strips all coming adrift. Oh, thank God he's disappeared. That was annoying. Another kind of finished object is this. Now this is a garment that I made maybe the year before last, I think. And it's a Thea top and it's made in my hand spun wool. But I did this, guys. I did this. I did embroidery on it. And I love it. It's like trying to think of, hopefully you can see that because I can't see the camera. Look for something that I knitted that was plain so I could have a play. And I just absolutely love that. Now I got that pattern template from, now where are you? Like everything is literally in a pile on the floor down beside me. This book here, which I ordered from the Nile, and it is called Embroidery on Knits by Judit Gummlich. I used a water-soluble stabilizer on and then a embroidery hoop, and I did this one. It's called the Floral Crest. So you can see the drawing there. And I was actually off work unwell, but not so unwell. Like I think I'd got to the afternoon and I just needed something just to keep me kind of keep my brain going, because I was just like bored, you know. So I sat here with the fire going and I just played. And I've got another plan, but I don't know which one yet. I'm going to have to refer back to the book, because I've got a whip here sitting here that I'm going to show you, and I'd like to do something on that before I wash and block it when it's ready. So there's that one. Then I did some sewing. So I purchased some fabric from Spotlight, and I've actually got 2 lots of fabric. I still need to make the second thing. But I made myself a pair of pyjamas. This might be too much of information, but I don't care. Most of the time, I've always, like as an adult, I've always been a wear-nothing sleeper. In the winter, I might wear a t-shirt just to keep my neck and shoulders and back warm, you know, if it's really cold. But I hate things on my legs and stuff. So in the summer, I'm nudie. But there are times when you've got other people over, or you go stay somewhere, and I think at this time of my life, there's times, particularly in the winter, when I get home, I've done everything, and then I just want to take all that tight clothing off and just be really, well, not that my clothes are tight, but you know, like your bra and your undies and stuff like that, and chuck a pair of jammies on. So these are quite well loved now, but I wore them last night because I just couldn't hold out. I'd washed them earlier in the week, and I was like, don't wear them until you've until you've shown them. But then last night I was like, no, because I've been working outside all day. I was knackered, and I had a lovely hot shower, and I was like, oh, no, I want to put a nice cuddly pair of pyjamas on. So that's what I did. But it's all right. I only wore them one night. So this is what they look like in their crinkly goodness. I think they call it, it's patterned by Style Arc, and I think they call them the Loungewear set, and you can buy them separately or the 2 patterns as a bundle. It's got a collar, front yoke. We've got these the sleeves and the bottom of the pants have got these cuffs attached, button placket, the bottom slopes down slightly at the back of the blouse. And I, instead of putting a breast pocket, I put 2 pockets sort of down here so that I could like pop tissues and stuff in them. Once again, Style Arc strikes again with the most terrible construction notes ever. So what I plan to do is I basically use the technique to get the back attached to the yoke. I used the technique that I've vaguely remembered from another garment that I made a few years ago, and I had to really think about it and think if that would work, because it's really fiddly, and it did work. So I'm actually going to record myself making the next pair of pyjamas that I make, and I'm going to put like a little tutorial on YouTube for anyone that gets stuck, because I think even if you're an experienced sewist, you might still not have done that technique before, and there was just no way that they explained it properly in their pattern. They're pretty bad sometimes. I think I have struck some of their patterns which have been really good, and I think they are getting better, but you know, they're not the cheapest patterns to buy, so you would think. But other than that, fit beautifully, absolutely, and they look really professional. Yeah, so that's the top. The bottoms are just bottoms, elasticated waist. I don't put any pockets on them. There you go. So you don't need to see any more of that. But that's my feedback on that. What? Why are you looking at me like that? What's up? What's up? What's up, G? Me? You don't know who I'm talking to, eh? It's the dog. Right. What else have we got? So we've done those. And I think that was all me finished things. Alright, I wasn't feeling good, so I thought, well, let's just have a nice drink. Now, we'll go through some whippy whips. I've made so much progress with this one. This is the Daydreamer by Andrea and Mowry. I might get this finished in time for this end of this cold season, but I might not. So I've done quite a bit since the last time you saw me. Let me just do this. So the back and the front have both been done. I've done one shoulder panel and picked up stitches for the sleeves. So I've done one, and then I'll do the same on the other side. She gets you to sort of, not quite sure how this is going to work. She gets you when you do the neck band like that, and then you put the stitches on hold there, so I guess you're going to graft them together. But I'm thinking I might end up having to knit a bit more of this band, because I just don't see that that's going to fit on to the back. But we'll see how we go. I haven't picked this up for about a week. It is going a lot quicker now because it's just purling. Purling doesn't bother me. So it's reverse stockinette and how many stitches? A very, very small pattern there, a little bit of cabling and then purling. So it's not, I mean, this is literally all over cables. I will never do that ever again. Oh, that looks pretty. No, it's going to look beautiful, and it better bloody fit me, otherwise I won't be very happy. So there's an update on that. The next update, this was another one of these long-standing whips that I just went, right, let's try and finish that. So this is a hoe. So I've just finished my first Khorazan sock, which is a design by Kelly Menzies, Roro and Caidree. And this is not washed or blocked, it's just the ends are sewn in, and it's just ready for its mate to come along. I need to cast on for the second one. This pattern is actually knit with 2.5mm needles, and because I normally knit my socks with these Addy Crazy Trios, I've only got one set and they're in 2.25. So I got brave and I picked up my Chow-goos, and I'm using the 2.25 tips, and I love it. It's actually working really well. Really clever instructions she gives you for these little, it's like they're cabled, like one's like the little crossed over cabled, but they're not. She shows you these little techniques where you don't need to use a cable needle. That makes me happy. I could not use that technique on the one that I did there, so it just wouldn't have worked for that texture. Really pretty, looks nice on my feet, fits beautifully. So there's that one, that's a hoe. Nothing in there. The next one that I need, oh yes, I've done quite a bit on this one too. So this, I sort of thought, come on Carla, it's coming up to summer. Oh, I was looking for that. this is the Haiku top by Knitting for Breakfast. I'm using a cone of, I think it's 100% linen. 100% linen, milled in Italy. So it's there, and I got that from Amy at Yarn on Cone. Knitting it with 3mm Knit Pro Symphonies. So when I think last time I shown you, I had just finished the patterning and I was onto the stockinette. I have since finished all the increases, split for the sleeves, and now I'm working on the body, as you can see. So I think that will be quite a nice summer doodaki. So we'll get into that. So yeah, I've done quite a good amount of progress on that one. And then this one here I was just taking to work, and this is the Big Cozy Cardigan by Andrea and Mowry, and this will be a longer term whip, especially because, you know, we've got summer coming up here. So once again, I'm halfway through a row, but that's because when the bell rings when I'm at work. So if you just imagine this doubled, and it's just a broken rib, and I'm using Southlander Sport 5-ply New Zealand High Country wool, and it's in the colour charcoal, and that comes from Skeins, so that's it there. I love this. So this is just a nice easy one, and I've got a cone of brushed alpaca out in my room to do the shawl collar when the time comes for that. I don't think I marked on here the last, I think I'd only just cast it on the last time I'd shown you, but I've still got a fair way to go. Because what size are those? Those are 3.5mm needles. I'm not sure. So there's those. And then we've got this. Sorry. So once again, I'm in the middle of a row. Just let me finish the row and I'll tell you about it. Hey Digger, do you want to come talk to your friends? I was knitting on this earlier. I stopped in the middle of the day. I'd done a lot of housework. You wouldn't think so looking at that kitchen bench in the background, but that's just mainly I've been sorting things out, so most of that stuff just needs to be popped away. Nothing dirty there, it's all clean. And yeah, yesterday was a really busy day. I'm just doing a little bit of a knit and chat here while I get to the end of this row. Yesterday was a really busy day. I hacked at our olive tree because it was quite a nice day. So I just got all these jobs I want to do while Evan's away. So he's in America, watching Speedway. So I finished stacking all the firewood. That was a massive amount of firewood, and I got my little mini battery operated, very small pruning / chainsaw thing, and attacked the olive tree. It's out of control, and it's going into the gutters and over onto the roof, so it just needed to be cut right back. We pretty much spent all day outside, didn't we, Digger? Strung up some more clotheslines, and by the end of the day I was so sore. and then I didn't sleep particularly well, and I thought today was podcast day, but I had to finish doing a bit of housework inside, and but me being me, I went hard and did a whole lot of extra things that I didn't need to do. What are you doing? There's tennis ball underneath the couch. He can smell them. Anyway, I got sort of to about 11 o'clock and I looked at time and I thought, geez, I thought it was a lot later than that. I just felt buggered. And so I lit the fire because it had cooled right down. I'd had the house wide open. So I shut everything up, lit the fire, and then it poured with rain, and I was just watching knitting podcasts and I was knitting, and then I fell asleep. But I kept getting woken up and I wasn't really resting that well. So I actually got up off the chair here and I went into the bedroom and I actually hopped into bed and I lay down for about an hour and I finally had a bit of a rest. So I just had this awful feeling that, like I say, like people had just been dropping like flies around me with the flu, and I just kept thinking, that's it. I'm getting the flu. I really don't want to be sick. What's up, Diggy? Now the sun's out. Hang on. We're on the last stitch. Right. Because I did need to have this kind of open to show you. This is the Celestia cardigan by Ambah O'Brien. And I bought this pattern at the same time as the Knit Love shawl and the Baronia cardigan pattern. She must have had a birthday sale or something on last year or the year before, and I bought these patterns. And I had only made one of them, so obviously I've just done the shawl, and now I'm working on this cardigan. It's just a really nice, actually I'll show you. This is her. Can you see there? You can kind of see on the back, so it's just got these eyelet details. And this is the one that I actually would like to do some embroidery on. So I'm using, this is also Southlander, but it's a DK and it's called Foxy Red. And I got these two plus a partial ball from one of the op shops in town for not very much money. So they're 200 gram balls. So there you go. I'll have plenty there. So yeah, so I've split for the sleeves, and it's quite a cropped cardigan design. So I think by the time that point meets up, then it will be time for the rib, and that will be done, and then the sleeves. But I would like to incorporate some embroidery into the section on the back between the raglan shaping and the V. So I'm going to have a look in that book, and I'll probably use a colour, you know, similar to that, or a russet, like a rusty colour, or a golden yellow or something like that. So that's, and this has been, I've really been enjoying working on this. I cast this on Monday, so I've been working on this on and off for 6 days, nearly 7 days. Today will be 7 days. I'll show you what he looks like in a minute. Can you guys see? See this dog? Oh. Can you see him? That's how he's got his head there. He's just under there like, he's like, Mum, it's not fair. And then I think I've just got one more whip to show you guys. It's a very new one. Why is that like that? That's annoying. So this, this is the Leela top by Caidree. And I have literally just got this on Friday night. It was in the post. And this is 100% linen, milled in Italy. So 4-ply equivalent. And I also got that from Amy at Yarn on Cone. And this is it here. Why is it? It's all a bit tangled up. Needs to go into a proper project bag, which isn't in at the moment. So this is what I've got so far. Probably can't really see very well. There you go. So I've got my front started, and that's really nice. And I'm knitting these on a new treat. Can you tell what they are? I was looking for some bamboo interchangeable needles because I've got my Knit Pro Symphonies and my Addy Olives, and then I've got my Addy Click, the metal ones. But I just find that bamboos are slightly more grippier than the polished wood ones, so I thought it'd be good to have that. Then I discovered that Chalgu do these bamboos, and they are called spins. And I went online and I was looking around, and I found these, and I was like, oh wow, I did not know that Chalgu did these. Let me just do that for you so you can kind of see. So there you go. And that's what I'll show you a fat one to give you an idea. This has got a slight little bit more grip to them because I'm working on another project which I'll tell you about in a minute. And when I did a sample knit of it, I found that the wooden needles were too slippery, and the wooden needles are not as slippery as metal, and I didn't want them that slippery. So I got these, and I got these from Fibre Space in Tauranga. They were the cheapest in New Zealand by a long shot, by quite a lot. So don't just think, oh, it's a branded thing, it's all going to be the same price wherever you go. These were cheaper there, and they gave me, I mean, it's not that much, but it's still nice. They gave me a little set of needles, little darning needles, as a thank you for your purchase. So that's what I'm knitting the Leela top on. Now Digger's crying because there's still a ball there. I've only got a few more minutes left, Dig, and then we can play. Okay, so I also purchased from Amy at yarnoncone.co.nz a cone of cotton silk, but it's very, very, very fine. So I decided to have a go at chain plying it to see how that would work rather than holding 3 strands together in a project, because I'd really like a nice, I think to me black is a really classy colour, like if you want to go out somewhere at night. So in the summer I could make myself a nice top. So I'm in the middle of spinning that up on my Mekia wheel, and I have actually done a little clip of that and me talking about it, so I'll insert that in here and then I'll meet you back when I'm done. Good afternoon, how are you guys? I'm probably just going to pop this video in with me podcast. You have to excuse the mess everywhere. It's Wednesday afternoon, I've just been to the osteo. It's really cold, I've just taken my beanie off because I didn't think you guys needed to see that. I've got flat hat here. And yeah, I'm working on this project which, let me just find it. I've probably talked to you about already. But this, I don't know if you can see that. This is the swatch I've made. It's not a proper swatch, I just wanted to see how it knitted up. So I purchased, let me just show you. I purchased some, can you see all my knitting by the fire? And there's a tissue down there. So I purchased this cone, and it is, there's about 1 kilo there. It might even be more. And it is cotton, what does it say? Pretty sure it's like cotton, silk and nylon. But the majority of it is cotton silk. And it's very, 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 let me just, just want to grab that. It's very fine. It's very super lacy. So you can see how fine that is. So what I did was I put it on the spinning wheel and I chain plied it. But I wanted to see how it would turn out, because this is actually 2 plies. So it's already been plied. And generally when you're spinning, you'll spin in one direction and then you'll ply in the opposite. So I was a bit unsure which way I should be plying. So I went the direction that I thought I should, and I got, oops, now I've just dropped that. I'm terrible today. Oh, there's stuff happening everywhere. So this is the yarn that I got, and I knit that swatch up, and I'm quite happy with how it looks. And that's given me like a light fingering. If I show you that swatch again, which I've dropped because I'm just a terrible, terrible podcaster. Let's just see. My battery's going to die soon too. Let's show you. Now, it is a natural, it is a plant fibre. So you do find, well, it's plant and protein, isn't it? The silk's protein, but you do find that it tends to pull in one direction. I don't think that's to do with the way I've plied it, because I have noticed that when I've knit with linen, it does the same thing. So I've been hunting around for a pattern, and I did think about doing something of my own, but I just want to knit without having to think about it too much. And so I have found a pattern, but now my job is to ply. So I'm using this Mechia or Mechia wheel, which is one of the ones that I purchased on my last trip down south. And we are plying. So you can see there. So we'll see how we go. I'm back! It was a split second for me, guys. Right. So I think that is it. But we did have a list. I just farted. I can't blame that on the chair. That was me. Sorry. Yeah, I've mentioned everything. Isn't that good? I actually feel so much better for having talked to you guys. I do, I feel good. What do you reckon, Digger? Is it time to go? So it's getting to that time of the year now. Yeah, so that's all my makes. That's it. That's it. Getting to the time of the year now where the daily vlogs are going to start back up again. But I'm going to do, I think I did this last year. I'm trying to remember. I didn't vlog for the whole of September or October. I just, or maybe I did. But I know at one year I just did the term break. And I think that works better for me because it's when I'm off work, there's more to show. There's nothing worse than being at work, coming back and going, oh, I went to work today and now I'm tired. But, you know, and the holidays always have a lot more to talk about and to do. And we do have a few things planned for these holidays. So that's only in another few weeks. Our term break between term 3 and 4 is 20th of September through to the 3rd of October. So that's 2-week break, and that also encompasses my 49th birthday as well. So, yeah, might be. Look at my face. What am I doing? Stop playing with my hair. Yeah, so I think that's what I'll do. I'll do that. So, without further ado, I've said so 20,000 times. That's my cue to leave you. And I'll catch you fellas on the rebound. Right. Thank you for being here. I will go and rescue the ball from underneath the couch for the dog. And you all behave yourselves, and I will see you either at the next podcast or the vlogs, depending on whether you're interested in that kind of thing. And don't forget too, if you're interested in what I do out in the garden and some of the things around home, I do have another channel called Plumtree Cottage Gardening in New Zealand. I had left it for a bit. I hadn't put anything on there for a while, but I think last month I did put a video up, and I do have some footage to come up this month as well. Try and work on getting that one a little bit more seen and think about what I'm putting on there. So thank you all, love you all, especially you guys that have been around for a long time. And I'll catch you all later. Bye. So there you go. Brutalised. You can see I've got to deal with all that down there. And then under here is our firewood behind the clothes. All ready for next year. Right, where's your ball, Digger? Where's the ball? Ready? You show everybody how you do this. Ready? Ready? This is what he wanted to do. You smile? You smile? You smile? Good boy.